Hey people, this is Chandler Klebs and I'm going to show you another Minecraft video. I have been playing around with structure blocks and I think I can quickly show this in hopefully 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so what you see here is I am at the top of a very big cobblestone tower. I have some signs. Welcome to the Cobblestone Tower. This is a bed, in case you didn't notice. Chandler built this tower. Yep, I built this huge tower. Okay, now here's what you gotta see. Now I have a nether portal, which is just kind of a convenient way to get to and from the nether, which of course, there's no way to access it currently, but I'm flying around in creative mode because I built this in creative mode. This could be built in survival with the exception of the structure block. Now the structure block is the important thing. Here's what you gotta understand. And I'm going to show you an example. Let's say that I plant a carrot here. And what the structure size and the relative position, these two signs here, show what that is. And see, the structure is saved, and I include entities. That means it also saves the villagers, any villagers that happen to be here. So if I save it, the whole structure is saved to a file. Now watch this. If I uproot the carrots, and they didn't go to my inventory because it's creative mode, but then I go to load mode, and as long as the relative position is the same, and I load it, notice the carrot is back. See, the carrot that I planted is back. That's because the entire structure can be saved and loaded. And see these lines here. These lines show the outline, basically, of the area. See, and any time anything goes wrong, no matter what goes wrong, like I just broke those blocks over there, the structure can be reloaded. And notice that it goes back to save mode every time I do that. That's because it saves even the data, like the setting of the structure block, because the structure block is here in place of cobblestone. It would be cobblestone if I was building this on my friend's survival server. But basically, yeah, this is creative, so I'm playing around testing designs. Now, I'll show you the inside of this place too. So there's a button here that opens the iron door. And see, I have all of these potatoes here. I may remove the nether portal later. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one yet. And see, here's the water. This water is sufficient to water this whole area here. That should be enough. But you may notice that this area here is watered too. Well, that's because there's water underneath this whole area, with the exception there's a dirt block to hold up the iron door. Now, here's the funny part is, I need to get in here. Now, here's a ladder that goes up here, and so this can be climbed even if I was in survival mode, but I'm just climbing up the ladder. I'm not sure if this ladder is going to stay here or not, because I may remove it. Now, see here, the idea behind this is to move some iron golems out of this area. That's the basic idea. Of course, they can't because they're like 3 blocks tall, and this would prevent them. So I may have to redo this. But first, I want to see if any iron golems spawn. And they will spawn because there are some villagers here. Now, watch how this water pushes me towards the center 2x2 block place. So now, I'm going to go outside here. And currently, there's not actually a way up besides flying. I don't know if I'm going to provide a way up. Of course, I respawn here because I slept in the bed recently. So, but I have another door up here. And of course, there's no way to access this yet. At least not yet, there isn't. But basically, that door can be opened and closed. And I have lots of villagers up here. And what's weird is, here's what I've noticed, is every time I save and then reload the structure, it seems that the villagers they multiply. So I could copy paste them, so you end up with twice as many villagers whereas were in the structure before. So I've got probably 30, 40, or even 50 villagers here. So iron golems ought to be spawning. Now, the important thing is doors are also required to spawn an iron golem. So the villagers in my way won't let me open the door with the button. That's crazy. Okay, now now see, I have doors here, and okay, considering that there's 11, let me see, I think there's 11 doors on this. No, wait, there's actually 12 doors on 3 of the sides. So that right there is 36 doors, because 3 times 12. But then here we have a total of 9 doors. So that means we have 45 doors, and 21 doors, according to the wiki, are required to spawn an iron golem. So they may show up on the top. That's what I'm hoping, that they may show up in the top, but they also show up in the area underneath the villagers that I showed you earlier, and I'm not sure whether I'll want them to spawn in both places or not. And technically the iron golems may spawn on these little platforms where the doors are, so I may have to remove them later so that the iron golems only spawn where I want them to. So this design is not perfected, but there's something else important I want to show you. This is technically 23 blocks tall, and like the tower from the ground level is. Notice the current place is 86, and what I'll show you is if I change the game mode to 0, which is survival, and then I fall down, it leaves me with half a heart, but then it restores because I'm in peaceful mode. And then there's that glitch where I'm stuck inside a dirt block. That's weird. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go back to creative mode because I'm not done building this thing yet. But altogether, this is a very cool structure. It's got lots of cool stuff here. And the one thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to... I'm definitely going to have to get some villagers to come on the outside. So I think I know just the trick for that. If the villagers will get out of my way, I'm going to remove the torch, and I already have a button which opens the door, but now I'm going to put a lever. And the reason I'm going to put a lever is because if I put a lever there and then push it, then see, the villagers can go outside if they want. I'm gonna push a villager out here and see what happens. This would be mean if this was a real person, but these villagers aren't real. All it seemed to do was that it unfarmlanded that. It removed the farmland, turned it back into regular dirt. So I don't know. There's definitely some improvements that need to be made to this design. And I probably won't be reloading the structure. I'll mostly just be saving it as I've made some changes, because I added the lever, and that's pretty important. I'm going to want to use that, even if I'm using this in survival. This could be built in on my friend's survival server, which I may do eventually. I'm not sure. It's very time consuming. And speaking of time, I need to be going to work, so I have to end this video, and I'll upload it later after I'm home. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for listening, and we'll see what becomes of my awesome structure. Goodbye.